Hi, kids. Welcome to storytelling time. And I do this each night just to sort of do this for dog lovers and kids. And it seems to be a really popular thing because I wrote these books called The Dog Rescuers. And it's a book series. And I just decided to start reading each chapter to you guys each night so that you could have a little good storytelling time to just relax too, so you can go to sleep with happy thoughts in your head. And that's because we are all a part of a very special club. And our special club is the Dog Lover Club. It's like a club for people all over the world. And it seems to be of all ages. Now, this is my helper, little Mojo Wilson. He's a Havanese and he's 5 years old. And then this other little helper right here is Roxy. She's a Maltese and she's only 1 year old. So she's actually still puppy in training and she's coming along really, really good. And I also have cats. And I have rescued dogs my whole life, ever since I was your age. My first rescue dog was at the age of probably 8. And my mom was very, very patient. And so was my dad. They were rescuers too, by the way, because that's where I learned it from. So this is where we're sort of starting a nice chain of love, because dogs and cats and our pets, they bring nothing but love, and they're always our best friends. So I wrote these whole book series in order to honor the fact that we all love dogs. And I have a book 1, book 2, and book 3 will come out in a couple of months. And at that time, I'll also do storytelling time as well. And these will also be on YouTube, so that if you missed tonight on Facebook, you can always go back on the Facebook page, The Dog Rescuers Online, just like it, and you can watch them for free, or you'll be able to go on YouTube and watch for free. So you can also follow along at the books if you want to purchase them at iBooks or Nook or Kindle. The reading of them is more for the age of 6 to 9, but all little kids love to have storytelling time, and I'm finding anywhere from age 3 and up. And seems to be kids from all over the world are really enjoying it, because we've had kids from Mexico and hola, Canada, bonjour. We've had kids from Germany, France, Great Britain. We've had kids from Venezuela. We've had them from all over the world joining in with us nightly for storytelling time. So tonight I'm going to start with The Dog Rescuers, Book 1, Kiddo Trains a Rescuer. And we're going to do chapter 1 and chapter 2 together. So on the Facebook page, if you want to learn more about, this is actually a website. If you want to learn more about each character, you go to www.thedogrescuers.net. And you can follow along and kind of learn their backstories. And there's coloring book pages you can use, and you can join the Paw Club, and you can send me pictures of your pets. I want to see them. I don't care if it's a turtle, if it's an iguana, if it's a pet snake or a mouse. I don't care what it is. I want to see it. Okay. You can always send it to me on Facebook too, because this is a place where we can talk about animals, the things we love the most, right? So we're going to start out first. Who is Kiddo? So Kiddo is a scruffy dog. He is from the streets. Okay. He is just a roamer, and he is a pretender. Okay. So we're going to see Kiddo pretend tonight that he needs to be rescued, but you're going to find out he doesn't need to be rescued at all. And that'll happen a little bit later on in the next chapter. So who does Kiddo get rescued by? Abby. You see, Abby's just a little girl. She's about 8 years old. Abby's kind of fashioned after me. I was somewhat bullied as a little kid, and I was kind of scruffy. My hair was always messy, like it is right now. I always have messy hair. You never grow out of that. And, Abby's mom and dad worked really hard to make ends meet. So sometimes Abby would have to let herself in after school. Some of the kids used to bully and make fun of her. But don't worry. Don't you worry, because we also learn about Luke, her next door neighbor. So let's get with it, okay? We're going to start with chapter 1, book 1 of the Dog Rescuer series, Kiddo Trains a Rescuer, and chapter 1 is Scruffy Kid. You're all good, Mojo? You're all good, Roxy? See, they like to go to sleep too. They're all tucked in and snuggled in for the night as well, because they're going to sleep now as I read to them as well. Scruffy Kid, Chapter 1. Abby was a little girl smack dab in the middle of America. The town was east of Omaha, west of St. Louis, south of Des Moines, and north of Wichita. Yes, it was in the middle, and it was sleepy. She was pale, small for her age, her hair slightly messy, and her clothes were described as mismatched. The other kids called her Scruffy Kid, a nickname that was meant to be endearing. So she thought, but no, they meant it to be straight up mean. It was not Abby's fault. Both of her parents worked hard all day just to make ends meet, like most of our families, right? So Abby would help by dressing herself, making her own breakfast, and letting herself in when she got home from school. Some of the kids would bully her, while others would just ignore her. Either way, it made Abby feel like an outcast. At least when they call me Scruffy Kid, somebody's actually thinking about me, she would say to herself as she passed them by. No one wanted to be seen with the girl who they saw as different. And by branding her Scruffy Kid, it guaranteed she would stay away. It made her feel very uncool, whatever that means. Who really knows what cool is anyway? Abby would ask herself daily. She sure didn't know. As you can see, the kids are kind of just being mean to her. Bullies stink. People who bully are just people that don't really like themselves. So don't ever give a bully any power in your life, okay? To avoid being bullied, she would stay inside and play video games alone. She would make a batch of noodles or eat cereal out of the box. She would attempt to play the word games on the television shows, anything to kill the time until her parents got home. Needless to say, she was awfully lonely every day. However, one rainy day after school, on August 15th at 3:30 p.m. to be exact, her whole life changed. Instead of her usual loneliness, there was a fantastic surprise waiting on her front porch. It was an adorable little beige and brown dog looking mighty scruffy. Is he going to bite me? She questioned. But she quickly realized that he was scruffy too. Just like me, and I don't bite, she confirmed. Abby reached out her hand and took the chance, while the dog thought to himself, because a dog on your porch can't be by happenstance. He gave a wag of his tail and a sassy grin. Abby looked into his eyes and said, "Ooh, you must be really, really, really smart." She felt he was putting her under some sort of trance. She could see it and feel it, and there was a tingling sensation in her brain and a racing of her heart, like she had run all the way home from the school bus stop. Could this be the feeling of love? She looked deep into his eyes again, shook her head, and confirmed, "Oh, yowza, this is love." There she is at the front porch, and there's Kiddo. And she reaches out to say hi to him. That's exactly what Kiddo wants her to do. And these are all drawn by a lady named Kimberly Cranfield. She's so talented. She had always had cats, hamsters, mice, and goldfish. She even had a turtle once named Flash. So she was no stranger to pets, but a dog? Oh, that was a whole other level of commitment. When one did not know much about dogs, a cat would snuggle up for a minute, turn, and show the butt as it walked away. Flash the turtle would just be, well, Flash the turtle. All she knew is that this was something much more meaningful. Do all dogs do this? She had to ask herself. In the long run, who cared? She was making an instant friend, and it felt amazing to have one. But despite the love fest between her and the dog, she knew someone must be missing him, that he was probably their best friend too. Gee whiz, little fella, I can't get too attached to you. I need to help you get back to your original owner. The lost dog in his mind was thinking, with no collar and no name tag, Abby suspects I'm lost and is vowing to find my home at all cost. But what if he doesn't have a home to find? Chapter 2, Scruffy to Cool. The very next day, everything seemed to have changed instantly. Even the mailman stopped and said hello to Abby. So he could meet her new dog. He scratched him behind his ears and yowza, humans love the ears, the dog thought. The dogwood trees seemed to bloom overnight. The colors of the tulips in the garden seemed more vivid. The sun seemed to have been shining a little brighter, and Abby's neighbor came rolling by on a skateboard to say hi. Wait a minute. Abby's neighbor rolled by on his skateboard to say hi? Up to this point, that was something he would never do. You see, Abby's neighbor, Luke, was the hands-down coolest kid in the neighborhood. Typically, he was way too cool to speak to Abby. To him, she was just that scruffy kid that lived next door. He never gave her a second thought until he saw her with a new dog. Wow, Abby, you have a new dog. What happened? How did you get one? What color is he? He looks dirty and kind of scruffy. Is he okay to pet? Luke asked with fervor. There's Luke coming by in his skateboard. He's a pretty cool kid. He's a little bit older than Abby. One of the reasons why he never gave her a second thought, because there's a bit of an age difference. But you know what? Not now, because she's got a cool dog, right? Just because he's scruffy doesn't mean he's bad or that he will bite. Not all scruffy dogs nor people bite, Abby said, a bit perturbed. The nerve of some kids, Abby scowled under her breath. Just because something is scruffy doesn't mean it's bad, she thought. Suddenly, Abby realized that a new status in her neighborhood was forming about her having a new dog. Her scruffiness was no longer the first thing they would see, and she couldn't wait to see what was going to happen next. It was giving her a bit of confidence, and she had not experienced that before, so she continued to entice Luke with the dog. Hey, Luke, don't be scared. Check him out. Whatever you do, don't look deep into his eyes while you pet him, she said daringly. Abby knew that this little lost dog had a way about him, and sure enough, just like magic, Luke looked into the dog's eyes and quickly fell under the whammy of that trancy thing. The same thing that happened to Abby. This dog is incredible, he shouted. I can't put my finger on it. I feel tingles and warmth all over my body. He's really very special and loving and happy and cute and scruffy, Abby asked. Who cares? Luke smirked back. We can give him a bath to unscruffy him. Huh. No, we won't, Abby said. Not everything needs to be unscruffied, and not everything needs to be changed to be beautiful. I like him just the way he is. Maybe we shouldn't judge him by the outside, she chanted, nor a little girl by her mismatched socks, she thought to herself. You never know what's in someone's true heart unless you look inside and get to know them, Luke, Abby said. I guess not, Luke answered, as he was noticeably under the dog's spell. As you can see, he's getting under Kiddo's trance pretty quickly, because Kiddo's got some special powers. Oh, I don't want to tell you too soon. Abby giggled to herself because the whammy trance was exactly what happened to her. She loved the fact that despite the dog's scruffiness, Luke was smitten. You can truly fall in love at first sight when someone or something's heart on the inside is not just how they look on the outside, she said to herself. Well, what do your parents think? Luke worried. Well, as long as I take care of him, like feed him and walk him and clean up his poop, I can keep him until I find his rightful owner, said Abby. Luke was so excited he started to bark out orders. No pun intended. What have you named him? He asked. Well, I haven't, she said. Well, we need to name him, Luke ordered, and train him, and I could teach him to skateboard, and Abby stopped him again in the middle of his rant. She couldn't stop worrying about what would happen when she found his owner. Someone is going to look for him, and I might get too close, then have to give him back. So for now, he gets just the nickname Kiddo, and that will be that. And Kiddo answered under his breath in rhyme. So that's the end of chapter 1 and chapter 2. And I just want to remind you guys to go and check out the rest of the chapters of both book 1 and book 2. You'll really, really enjoy it. And Mojo Wilson is just coming from getting his leg. He's got a little bit of a problem with one of his legs, and we're getting it all better. And in the meantime, he's been doing this. I want to show you. He's actually been on a treadmill in the water. Look at that, for dogs. And he walks with his therapist. That's her legs right there. And they're on a treadmill underwater. And he walks on the treadmill to get it in shape. How funny is that? And Roxy Roo, she is in training right now too. So she's been doing, just because she's a puppy. And that's a picture of her with her dad, who loves her very much. They're best pals. Doesn't matter if you have a big dog or a little dog, because they always find their way into your heart. Right, Roxy Roo? Say goodnight to the kids. See, she's got messy hair like Abby. You guys have a really good night, okay? And remember, this is where we're making the world better, one dog at a time. Good night. And hi, everybody in Canada, my family. And I'm coming from Nashville, Tennessee, every night. That's in the United States. And I look forward to seeing you again. Joni Wilson saying peace.